So hi everyone, welcome back to Data Science in Your Pocket, and today we are walking through Google AntiGravity 2.0. It's a new version of the ID that Google has released with Gemini 3.5 flash powered. They've released it recently and looks to be a bonkers. They are saying that it might compete with Claude Code as well in terms of quality, given the models that are getting used are free. Gemini 3.5 flash, you can use it. So first of all, let me show you how to get started. It's very easy. First of all, you need to download this from this click button. I have provided the link in the comment section below. Do check it out. If you click here, be it for Mac OS, Windows, or Linux, you need to download it for Cross64, ARM64, whatever is your minimum requirement. Once that is done, you can even use the CLI version as well, ADK version also, ID version also. So once you have done it, let me show you. I've already installed it. We will generating a few applications and other things as well. So here's this new version, AntiGravity 2.0. Gemini 3.5 flash high is there. Let me ask you. Deploy a team of sub. It can create sub agents on fly for like just for reference. Deploy a team of sub agents for developing a website for data science pockets in your pocket. So this is my channel name that we are generating a website for. Let's see how it works. Let me see whether it is able to deploy it or not. Exploring one page, researching web for data science in your pocket. This will take some time. By the time the multiple options that you can walk through, it's very easy to use. Here you can see that you have got multiple models also: Gemini 3.5 Flash High, Gemini 3.5 Flash Medium, Gemini 3.5 Pro, 3.1 Pro, High and Low, Sonnet 4.6 Thinking, GPT versus 120B Medium. Here you can see that it started working now. You have got a lot number of files getting generated here. Be it Scratch, DS in your pocket, index.html, app.js, cards.js. You can thought for 3 seconds and now it's working. It is first of all able to create an implementation plan in 105 lines. Here you can see that it's now walking through different things, what it will be adding into the website that I've asked it to generate. Once this is done, I will also try out something else too, not just a web page, but can it generate an SDK for me? Can it generate an .exe file for me? I'll try that for sure. Please do the information. Let me know whether you want to make changes. Yes, it's good. So now we will be moving ahead with implementation of this website. See, as you can see, just need to log in, and the rest of things are taken care by the login page. In the settings, you can see a number of things. Be the account. Permissions are here. File access rules, network access rules, terminal commands, command outside sandbox, MCP tools, appearance, models. You can see that in what time the late rates would be exhausting or refreshing in about 5 hours. When toggled on, AntiGravity will use our AI grades to fulfill model requests once you are out of model quota. Customizations. So you can use the most important, the most latest models by Google here for free. There are certain limits that get refreshed every 5 hours. 3 sub-agents are running now. As you can see, it is able to deploy agents on its own as well. Design system architect, content and integration lead, feature engineer sub-agent. As you can see here, it's rolling in. Design system architect, content and integration lead, feature engineer sub-agent is here now. This might take some time, but I think the entire ID looks quite sleek, very less things to like work upon. Most of the things you can prompt and get it done. You don't need to deploy agents separately. It is can be done using the prompt as well. That's the most important feature that Gemini 3.0 Flash has implemented. As you can see, message from design system architect has come in. Thank you for the update, design system architect. Now these are the agents that are working in behind. One of the agents has completed his task. Feature engine sub agent, content and QA lead, they have done their task. Two agents are still running: content and integration lead, feature engineer sub agent. They are still running in. Now one of the agents have completed the task again. That is the feature engineer sub agent. Now just one sub agent is running. Very interesting to see that with using prompts, you can generate customized sub agents also. Content and integration lead are also there. As you can see here, we're now waiting for the content QA lead to complete the integration of the brand HTML sections, global app switcher, and the data science interview trivia quiz beyond board. I will pause here to let the remaining sub-agent complete their task. So just one sub agent is remaining here. Let it completed task also, then you will be able to see the entire website. It looks quite interesting, I would say, like competing with Cursor and Claude Code. And as you can see, the models that are getting used is Gemini 3.5 Flash, high and medium. So I think even the models that are released today are quite good. We'll wait for a while. While the third one, the most important one, that is the content and integration lead, generates its work. If you see here, new conversation, create projects, command palette, view, zoom in, zoom out, reset. Here's the Windows, anti-gravity is a version 2.2.1. Check for updates. Here are the settings that I just showed you. Shortcuts are also there. You can also provide feedbacks too. Multiple things are there. Data science pocket website, content and integration lead. Ask anything added to mention / for actions. You can also give audio command. It's quite sleek. I'm not even thinking that what other things you can do. As you can see on the right hand pane, you can see how far the entire review has worked now. What are the files changed? What are the artifacts? Here you can see the agent, task, implementation plan. And here you can see that this is the other agents that has been created. Very interesting to watch this. If you look at the overview, you can click on to see different types of agents that the prompt has generated on its own. Yep. Now, as you can see, everything is done now. Let me check the local host where the application is deployed for us. It can't be. Oh shit. Failed on the first attempt. Very bad. It's not working. Let me click here. It is checking it out. This in Scratch, it is analyzing the different files it has created. And PXY HTTP server port is 80800. Now it has been launched. Pretty good, I would say. Launch Pocket Studio, Data Science Sandbox. Looks very interesting, but I think the layout has some issues. No worries. I think you just now saw how it works. I think still running. It's running for us. A nice attempt, I would say. Now let's try out something else as well. Let me stop this now. How to stop this? I'm checking it. Let's start a new conversation. Help me generate a calculator exe file. Let's see how it works. I'm not sure whether it would be able to generate an entire executable. If that is what happening, then it would be crazy, my friends, because now you can generate applications for anything, right? So that would be very interesting. I think if you look here also, if you go to the settings part, talking about the model, refresh in 4 hours, 58 minutes. I think everything got resetted recently. No, I think if you see here, Gemini 3.5 Flash High, we have been using it for about 7 minutes. So it refreshes in 5 hours. It is also installing stuff for us. So agents are running in the background. Quite some hype was around AntiGravity 2.0. And today they have released Gemini Omni also, which is Nano Banana for video generation. That was very interesting to watch as well. A lot of releases coming from Google today and all very important. Help me generate a calculator exe file. As you can see, the implementation plan is ready here. Implementation plan, beautiful desktop calculator exe. Yes, move ahead. I'll click here. Yeah, it's working now. Edited task +8 -0. Initiating calculator design. It's using Tickinter application. Defining visual attributes. Edited is calculator.py. Edited task +3 -3. If you look here, now it's compiling the file for us. It's again installing something. Run pip installer, PyInstaller, Python -n, PyCompile, calculator.py. I've created a beautiful modern calculator application in the directory. Installing background, it is doing certain things. It's installing PyInstaller, I'm not sure why. I think might be converting this particular py file to exe using PyInstaller, that's for sure. It's trying it out. Yeah, the output is 6.20.0 for the PyInstaller version. Yeah, let's run it. it would be creating a file name for anti-gravity calculator using the calculator.py file. I started compiling the calculator into a standalone Windows executable using PyInstaller. The compilation is running in the background. Once the task finishes, I'll get an automatic notification. We'll proceed to verify the output. You see here, explode one folder, run start process, anti-gravity calculator.exe, pass through for each object. I have initiated a verification test on the compiled executable to confirm it launches successfully without any intermediate runtime crashes. I'm waiting for the background process verification to complete and will report back once the results are ready. So I think that started at the background for creating the .exe file. And once it gets generated, we should be able to launch the exe file in the calculator. So yeah, I think it is able to create the exe file also using codes. So that's an interesting part. It's not able to generate it directly, but still very interesting to watch this too. One task is running. Let me see how much time does it take for us. Yeah, if you look at the implementation plan, this is the implementation plan for verification. This is the review section, the calculator.py file that it has created. Task is this. This is a task list. If I click here, oh shit. Continue. Let me ask you to continue. I think I clicked on review, so that's why stop. Allow this time. Always allow. When not in a reject. It has started the process to convert to a exe file. I think it got stopped because I clicked on something. The background check was restarted due to server restart. I will receive a notification few seconds confirming if the executable launched and executed successfully or not. So this may take some time because running a background process in Python to convert this exe file. But yeah, it is able to do it. Very interesting to watch. I'm waiting for the final results. If I maximize this, if you look here, background tasks are the start process anti-gravity calculator.exe. Failed to start embedded Python interpreter, failed to import encoding modules. It was trying something in the background, but it didn't work out. I assume so. When we accidentally finished. Let me see whether it is able to do that or not. I'm not sure. Thought for 1 second walkthrough is going done. Now it is helping me how to run it. Directly from Windows, it will run the following command to test it. Let me see whether it works or not. In my CLI. Anaconda. Okay. Starting. It's not processing. I think in CLI it's mentioned. I'm not sure. Let me search it directly. It's not a command, I would assume so. So if I click here, I need to go to a home location. Oh shit. Start process. Let me see whether this file exists also or not. What happened? I'm not sure. I want to see where this particular file went. So I'm adding the entire path directly. But it's not able to navigate or what. It went to test. I think something in the background opened. Okay, okay, my bad, my bad. So the application is ready here. 8 into 3 equals to 24. So the application is ready. It's an exe file that it is able to generate for it's quite crazy, right? So with this, it's a wrap. You can try out AntiGravity 2.0 for free. I put the link in the comment section below. Thank you so much.